Hi, it's me, Daphne, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am giving you a TBR for June. It has been a while since I've done a TBR because I was in a mood reading vibe and I really didn't want to get locked in on stuff for the last month or two, so I haven't posted any TBRs. But this month is different because I have been graciously asked to be a co-host in Becky's Coven witchy book club, which is called the Black Hat Book Coven, and I'm so excited to be joining these lovely ladies. I'm going to be linking all their channels down below. Obviously there's Becky, then we have Jackie from First Lady Reads, Laura from A Book Circus, Kristen from Kristen Craves Books, and myself. So let me give you a little bit more details on that to start off. First book on the TBR is Honey Witch. Honestly, I really don't know that much about it. Let me look it up again. All right, so we have our main character, Marigold. She's been going through some stuff. She's quite young, and she moved to this island to learn from her grandmother on how to become this honey witch and learn her magic and all this stuff. But one of the key things about being the honey witch is that they can never fall in love. And then this woman, Lottie, who is skeptical of magic, doesn't believe in magic at all, strolls on up into her life, and apparently there's a darker magic that gets awakened and threatens to destroy her home. So, curious to see what happens. Mostly excited to talk with some bookish friends about anything, really. So yeah, that will be the first book on the TBR. And then a couple last details about the book club is that I will be hosting reading sprints on my channel on June 19th at 7 p.m. And then the live show where everybody's finished the book and we'll have a deep discussion about it will be June 27th at 7 p.m. on A Book Circus's channel. Looking forward to that, and on to the other books that I plan to read. So also in June, I have my IRL book club meeting with my friends here in New York, and I'm wrapping up my read of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I actually have 2 copies now because I had the bind up fancy Barnes & Noble edition, but I was reading it and I really wanted to annotate it. So I picked up another copy and I've been annotating it like crazy. I literally have 1 chapter left. It's very, very good. Loving it. I read it in high school, was horrified. My poor innocent self was very scared. Reading it now as an adult, I absolutely love it, but the scary part wasn't that scary, plus I kind of knew it was coming. But yes, still loving it. I'm viscerally reacting to it, emotionally enraged at points. There were also some very romantic lines in here, particularly because I have the uncensored copy of the story as well. There are 3 versions at least, I think, floating around, because he submitted this version first, obviously the uncensored one, to a publisher, and they were like, no, this is 1890, we're gonna cut out all this homosexual stuff and we're gonna post it in the paper, and then people hated it. And then he was like, well, I want to make this a longer book, and then he added more content to it later, so there was another edition. So yeah, I think there's at least 3 versions of this. The intros and stuff are also very interesting, just learning about the homophobia back then, and how there were literally laws that outlawed men from being romantic with each other and stuff. And yeah, just very, very fascinating stuff. So excited to finish this and discuss it with my friends in June. And then on the heels of that book club meeting, I have my family book club meeting where we will be reading Beautyland. This is a sci-fi kind of vibe. It doesn't have chapters. I started a couple pages, I'm 10 pages in. I'm also really excited to read this because another booktuber I really enjoy watching and I've gotten to know a little bit through the booktube community circles is Allie. She read this, her channel is Allie Do As Read. I'll link her down below as well. She raved about this. I saw her Goodreads review as well. She highly praised it. So that made me that much more excited. I was sold. I literally took a screenshot of her Goodreads review and sent it to my family members to be let's pick this one. And they were like, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a shot. So yeah, I don't know that much about it except it's very speculative, sci-fi, magic. There's this baby who's basically a human, but kind of like an alien, but also kind of like a communications probe type of thing, because Voyager 1 was sent into space from the humans to be hi, this is a snapshot of Earth. Is there anybody out there? Is anybody there to hear this message? And apparently this little baby is that from some other world. Don't really know what that means. Excited to find out. Curious to see what kind of topics this book wants to talk about, and like maybe I'll have my mind blown and I'll have a really good time. But it took me a second to like get into the style because it's very artsy style writing. It's not just normal like dialogue or anything, but seems very cool. And then I have a book that I'm reading as a part of a vlog challenge. It's really a challenge. It's like a video project, and that is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is book 5 in the Harry Potter series. There's 7 books total, if you don't know, and I'm doing a bit of a binge of this series right now, and I'm vlogging all of my spoilery thoughts about each book, and it's gonna be a part of a giant Harry Potter spoiler-filled reading vlog. It's not gonna have all the lifestyle stuff that I usually do in my vlogs because it's just gonna be so big, but I'll chapter it, okay? I'll chapter that video once I get editing done on it and I finish all the books and stuff. So yeah, I have been really enjoying my time binging through the series. I won't give you any spoilers of my thoughts on them yet. Maybe I'll hint on them in my massive reading update that I have to give you at some point. All you really need to know about this one in the series is that Voldemort is back and they need to do something about it. Honestly, this is the first book in the series where I don't really know what's gonna happen. Like, I watched all the movies, but I've watched 1 through 4 the most, and then I felt like 5 through 7 part 2 was kind of foggy, and I just felt like I was missing a lot of nuance in like what was happening, and I feel like I'm gonna get so much more out of reading the book, and this boy's thick. This is 870 pages, like, thick boy. Really quick, let me also mention another book I'm in the middle of. I'm currently reading A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in her Gold Rush Ranch series, and I'm excited to like continue through her backlist, and I'm liking it so far. Really enjoying my time. And also the title, it just like clicked in my brain, the meaning behind the title, because there was an illicit photo sent in the past of this like couple. There was like a sexy picture, and then also she's a jockey, so like she's racing to the finish line, so it's like, oh, it's really close to photo finish. Like, the title makes sense in my mind all of a sudden as I sat down to talk to you today. And I just love that, like, ooh, a photo, like a sexy photo, and then like, love it. That's about, like I said, a jockey woman and a veteran hero, and he's just really grumpy. She's very sunshine. There's just like obviously this push and pull with each other. There's a bit of forced proximity. I'm really having fun with that, and gonna continue in June. And then next, I would like to pick this up. I don't know how dedicated I am to like picking up physical books. That's like, all right, 3 physical books that I'm trying to read, right? My Kindle will be calling my name, and I'm not gonna put any Kindle books on my TBR really besides the ones I'm in the middle of and like the book club one, because I'm just gonna mood read off my Kindle, let's be real. But a physical book that I would really like to prioritize in June is Kekai, because one of my booktube besties, Sam, absolutely loved this. I saw her on Insta story. She was crying. Sam, if you're watching this, I saw tears. And then in another vlog that I watched, you were like, oh, my favorite book of the year. Is this your favorite book of the year? This is from April 2022. I've had this for so long, and I've been sleeping on it, and then Sam just finally like picks it up, because we talked about this because obviously we both owned it, and then she read it, and I was like amazed with her reaction. I was like, okay, now I'm like really intrigued, like what happened in this book? What happened? So I really want to find out why she was crying and like why she loves it so much. So putting that on my TBR now. The next thing I would like to do starting in June, I want to do, I don't know if it's like a video project per se. I could probably do like a themed vlog about it. I really want to participate in the Goodreads Choice Awards this year. Considering that the Goodreads Choice Awards is for new releases, I need to read new releases if I want to participate in any of the voting, okay? Last year, I don't think I voted on a single book because I hadn't read any popular new releases, so I need to change that. So basically, I took all my Book of the Month books that I've bought in 2024 that were published in 2024 off my shelves, pretty much, I think, right? That's all of them. And I also have like other non-Book of the Month books that are new releases that I bought, but like, I'm trying to prioritize Book of the Month, okay? Because I haven't been really reading them either. Here are some of the new releases from the Book of the Month that I could read. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna read them, but like, they're options if I decide to do a vlog in June where I'm like, hee hee, reading new releases, you know, these are options, okay? So I'm not gonna go into too much detail because there's a lot. I have the Bullet Swallower, which is like a Mexican gunslinger, a family saga that's epic in the scope and magical in its blood and based loosely on the author's own great-grandfather. So yeah, this is cool and it's short. So this is an option. Beautiful cover also, love the orange. Then I have Annie Bot, which is another short one too. This was from March this year. I'm pretty sure Allie also really loved this one. So I'm curious to like taste test Allie's books. Not her books, but like the books she really likes. So that's an option. This is about like a robot woman who was created to be the perfect girlfriend for this human guy, Doug. But it says the more human Annie becomes, the less perfect she behaves. So it's like, I guess it's really gonna be a discussion on humanity, which seems like a classic setup for like a robot girl story. We've been there before with like that show Human, loved that. I'm pretty sure it was called Human. That show was pretty cool. A couple seasons that I watched with like my mom back in the day. Then I have How to End a Love Story. I've seen people really enjoying this as well, though I've also heard that it leans a little bit more just like women's fiction at times. Like it's kind of sad. Like I think this woman's like somebody died, I don't know, and she's like bitter over the hero, like he did something. Don't really know. This is from April, so that's an option. It's a romance. I love romance. And then, oh gosh, okay, honestly, this is probably my first priority of the ones that I'll read in 2024. This one's from February, and that's Ready or Not. I die over this cover. It's gorgeous. And it takes place in New York, which I love. I love books that take place in New York because I feel like I can like, oh, I know that, oh, I've been there, or oh, I could go there and like experience that. Like, oh, I just love it so much. This is about a woman who gets pregnant and the hero is not the baby daddy, but he's like obviously the love interest. So don't really know how that's gonna go. It says a surprise pregnancy leads to even more life-changing revelations in this heartfelt slow burn friends to lovers romance. Very excited to read this. I've been hearing great things, and I have a feeling this will definitely be on the Goodreads Choice Awards list, so I need to read it so I could vote for it. You know, hopefully I love it. I imagine that I will. And then this will actually be a video project if I can buckle down. I want to read Abby Jimenez for the first time ever. I own 3. I own 3 of her books at this point, and I've read none. This is the new release one, just for the summer. This was also from April this year, and I'm pretty sure this is about 2 people that are cursed. Like they feel like they're cursed. Like when they date someone, when that relationship finally ends, their ex finds the love of their life in their next relationship. So they like meet on a forum and they're like, how about we try to break this curse by dating each other? So they're like, oh, we'll date each other just for the summer and then we'll break up, and then the next relationship we're in will be the love of our lives. So sounds super cute, right? I want to get to this, but also I'm a bit of a purist at times, not all the time, but like because I have these other 2 books, right? And I don't think they relate. I don't think these 2 relate to this one. Like I know they relate to each other. I could probably check, but I'm lazy right now. I know they relate to each other. So this is like the first one, and then this is the second one. I've heard about this one for a while, but I wasn't super interested. Then I heard amazing things about this, and then I was like, ooh, let me get a free book. I bought this one first, then I got this one for free as like a BFF book club thing. I was like, oh, I have both, and then she came out with this one, and I have 3. I didn't read any of them. But anyway, I'm a bit of a purist because I want to read them in publication order. So I could do like a video project where I just read Abby Jimenez books for a vlog. So we'll just read these 3 in a go and just do like a super binge, but like binge Abby Jimenez books. Wouldn't that be fun? Hoping to do that. Who knows if it will be in June? Maybe it'll be in July or like August or whatever, but like it's ruminating in my brain, okay? It's an idea that I have. What's that meme with Britney? That's how I feel about it. So this one is like an age gap romance. She's a city girl. I think he's a country guy. Yeah, it looks like that from the cover. She's older. Love story, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Then this one, I think they're doctors. I don't know if they're both doctors. Sounds like this girl needs like a kidney donor for her brother. She's recently divorced. I think there's a bit of like a pen pal vibe where they're like writing notes to each other, and I've heard that the man in this, he's like such a sweetheart and just like people just want to like give him a cute little hug, like that kind of vibe of a hero. So yeah, that too. All right, so those are the books that I have to read in June and some of the books that I would like to try to read in June. In addition to just this TBR, I wanted to quickly give you some channel updates. Nothing major, no changes or anything, just videos that I have planned that will be coming out in the weeks to come following this, if I am a good girl. I have a video already filmed back from like April-ish time of me reading other book club books from that time period, so that vlog is on its way. I'm gonna be editing it and probably getting it to you after this one. Then I really need to catch up on my wrap-ups. Like, is that super necessary? No, but I just feel like incomplete as a booktuber not telling you about all the books that I've read. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about the books that I've read and we could just have a little chat or whatever. So I wanna do that because I've only done a wrap-up for January and May's over. Gonna do that, and don't worry, I will chapter it. I think my strategy for it is that I'm gonna do it by rating, so that way you can like jump to the sections you wanna hear about, if you wanna hear like, what are my favorite things, or if you wanna hear me talk shit about other books. You could do that. And I feel like it gets more to the point than monthly, but we'll see how I end up editing it. And I'll tell you my stats and stuff. And then, like I said before, I'm working on that Harry Potter massive spoiler vlog, so that will be coming at some point, probably not for at least a couple more months. And other things that I want to film that will happen sooner are book hauls. So I've acquired Book of the Month books that obviously I haven't talked about with you. So I'm gonna give you a physical book haul, all the books I've acquired recently, obviously from Book of the Month, from secondhand bookshops, buying new, even like gifted books and stuff that I got from some publishers that I really wanna talk about because they were so kind to send them to me. Obviously they're books that I'm excited about. I'm not gonna ask for books or like work with like an author or a publisher about a book that I'm not interested in. So I'm excited about them. And then to go hand in hand with the physical book haul, I'm gonna do a separate video for the ebooks I've acquired. A lot of these ebooks I've acquired were free on Amazon. If you don't already follow this Instagrammer, you need to. Her username is A Dog and a Book, and she regularly posts when Amazon has their like free books. So she's doing the heavy lifting, like looking to see what books are free. I know sometimes it's hard to like filter on the Amazon app and stuff. So she's always posting like, oh, these are the free books for this given day. So I'm always looking at that, and I just pick up the free books that sound the most interesting to me. And have I read a lot of them? No. But I'm only gonna pick one or two that like actually intrigue me, so I'm not like just adding more clutter into my digital space as well, you know? But it's an amazing resource if you wanna find some free books from Amazon, and you don't need KU or anything either. So those are my channel updates. Those are the things that are on the near horizon for content you can expect. Yes, I really wanna get back into the jive. I've been saying this for the last few videos, but I really wanna get back on that weekly, about a week and a half at the most. Really a weekly, it should be weekly. Grind, if not more. But no buts. I don't have any buts. We're gonna do it because I love being on BookTube. I love this community, and I'm so grateful that there are booktubers that still want to like collaborate with me and stuff. So I'm really happy to be doing this book club thing. And I did like a collab of like beachy reads last video, which was super fun, and I was so grateful that I was involved in that. And it just brings back the joy of like posting when you can feel and like interact with other human beings and not just feel like you're talking to the void. So that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and obviously it helps out my channel. And I will catch you in another video. Bye!